Hey guys, Mike here. Today guys, in this video, I want to start making some about starting a nutrition and supplement company, what I've been doing to start it and some of the problems and stuff that I have to go through to create it. You know, I'm learning a lot of this stuff. I'm blazing the path myself, and it's not with a lot of help really. I got, of course, the internet. I got experts and all I can rely upon, but it's still pretty daunting and intimidating when I thought it'd be extremely easy. So pretty much I'm starting a fitness and nutrition company. It's called All Nutrition, is the larger company, I guess, that oversees several different divisions. And the divisions, one of them is going to be consultory advice, what I'm doing right now, talking to people and such. I've been doing that for about 2 or 3 years now. People call me and ask me plenty of medical questions. They call and ask me plenty of natural medicine advice and all these things. Even for animals, there are some vets who call me and they want to know my viewpoint on some of the food or some of the conditions that some of these animals are in, at least, you know, from nutrition standpoint. And so there's that part, the consultory, consulting everybody and dealing with very particular instances, a lot of times that their doctor or other healthcare providers aren't equipped to, or liability, tons of reasons why they can't give advice or they're ineffective. And that's true most of the time. I mean, modern medicine is extremely ineffective, and it's pretty much just based on a subscription service to drugs. So if it doesn't coincide with that, people are at a loss, and then they come talk to people like me who are outside of the traditional system. So there's that part, which is a good part. It's awesome for just walking around New York City, just talking on the phone all day. It's pretty cool. I don't like talking on the phone though. I don't like the phone to be up near my head all day. I don't like to be distracted by it. I do not like to be walking around New York City with the busy streets and all that's going on, the rustle and bustle. It's not just something I want to do. I hate looking at my phone and doing like how the busy New Yorkers do. I don't want to have to be waiting on the phone call at 1 o'clock to talk to this person. So that's the consultory, and that'll grow. It's still free. I still give my services absolutely free, but eventually I will be charging people and all that, and that's just one small slice. I don't think it'll be the most amazing thing, and I believe that most of my consultation in the future will be on non-medical issues, toxicity in your house, toxic clothing that you may have, other practices and things like that. So there's that portion. There's also the YouTube portion, which is making videos for you guys, questions, doing whole topic overviews about vitamins, about minerals, about proteins, and this and that. Not going too in depth because I don't have a scientific background, more of a natural pursuit of all of this traditional druid type medicine almost. So the YouTube videos, I really don't like relying on YouTube. I don't want to rely on a company that they will censor you. They've blown channels up for nothing, and I'm talking about controversial topics a lot of times talking about some medicines that have a huge backing from people who own YouTube and who run YouTube, and they also, you know, have these drug companies and all that. So you won't really get an honest message on YouTube, pretty much. And I could do and skate by and say very easy and non-controversial topics, just do real basic stuff, which I'll do some of that also, but I don't want to rely on YouTube too much. The videos, I'll make some, I'll save them for different platforms or whatever. If anything, they're great reference material for my customers in case they call or something. I can tell them, hey man, just go watch my video about how to pick an omega-3 supplement correctly, and I don't have to sit there and spend 15 minutes trying to remember every friggin' little thing. Oh yeah, make sure it's triglyceride based. Make sure your DHA is stronger than your EPA, but what's your other diet? Are you getting omega-3 from other sources? Are you eating nuts? Are you getting that ALA? Are you getting some EPA from animal byproducts? Are you taking a supplement? Are you eating cold fish? You're taking cod liver oil? All these different things. So the basics and all that, I will be able to do videos on that, no problem, and I will, because just the simple efficacy and to build a good library of these topics for myself is awesome. But again, on the views and all that, as far as YouTube, if it does pop off and do anything good, then that's awesome. But really, I view YouTube more as a advertisement place, and I make my money in other spots, selling product or service. I don't AdSense and all of that. I don't really want to mess with YouTube. I will take sponsors. That seems pretty cool. Has to be a product that I enjoy, fits in with my narrative, fits in with my my beliefs and all that. And I think that'll be a surprise money a lot of times when these emails pop up and all to advertise or sponsor a product or such. And of course, I'll build a audience by being truthful, by being honest to my customers, and then that way, when I do tell them about a product, they'll believe it. They know I'm not lying, that this is true advice, and that takes years and years and years to really build, and it can be lost quickly with a wrong viewpoint. One wrong viewpoint can really politicize and turn people against you. You have to deal with, of course, the drama of the internet and all that. So that kind of stuff, it'll be all right with advertisers. YouTube, again, simply educational and a sales platform. That's it. And that's that. So where am I going to make my money at? Where is this business at? So physical production of herbal products seems to be a very profitable thing. I need to play to a competitive advantage in this, in that the regions that I can pick and gather from is Georgia, Tennessee, Washington, D.C. area, should I say Virginia, Maryland area, around the New York City metro, which I highly advise picking there. But I do have access to some of the cooler plants and all that they have up there, and some of the real hardwoods and such. And Connecticut also. Connecticut is an amazing place for horticulture. The beaches and the areas right next to them can yield tons and tons of good products. But I'm not up there all the time in the Connecticut part, so I'm here in Georgia and the New York City region the most. In Georgia, we grow so many things better than the rest of the world does. Everything from watermelons in Cordell, Georgia, to peanuts around where Jimmy Carter's from, around Plains and Lyons, Georgia. We have Vidalia onions, which I have family in Vidalia. They're the sweetest onions that you can get. They taste absolutely amazing if you're cooking for culinary dishes, and not so much the nutritional content of the onion, which other onions are better, but the Vidalia onion is delicious. There's no comparison. And the European chefs, Middle Eastern chefs and all that I've introduced this to and shown it to, they use it in their recipes and their in cooking and such, and a lot of those are in the city, New York City. So we grow peanuts, of course. We have tons of cotton. I have access to as much cotton as I want, and it's dirt cheap. Trying to think. Peaches, of course, we have a strong advantage in. Strong marketing presence. People love Georgia peaches. People will buy all the Georgia peaches that you can bring them, and they run out quickly. Compared to other peaches, they're just way better and sweeter. We're known as the peach state. Interesting though, South Carolina is actually a bigger peach producer than Georgia is. When people say the peach state, they're more talking about East Georgia, Central Georgia, and some parts of South Georgia. But if you were to take a line and stretch it from Atlanta to Columbia, South Carolina, that would be the peach region. There's tons and tons of orchards around there. So that's kind of the capital of the peaches. Would actually be like Augusta, Georgia or something. It's in the center of the biggest peach orchards. There's a road right next to me called Peach Orchard right now. I'm right off of Peach Orchard Road recording this. And so, of course, they extend all the way from here in Georgia to Ridge Springs, South Carolina, and then on to Columbia. And Ridge Springs is maybe even more orchards in Augusta. It's just crazy how many are out there. And we also produce pecans in the absolute best manner. The pecans we have sell a lot to the Chinese, to a lot of Asian consumers. Very much value Georgia pecans. They're extremely healthy. Pecans as a general industry is growing rapidly, and the way to grow pecans is really hard. It takes 30 years for a pecan tree to be ready. The pecan groves we have are very old. They're centered a lot around a place called Washington, Georgia. If you're maybe an hour away from the Georgia-South Carolina border, traveling towards maybe Macon, you'll see pecan farms that go on for forever. Pecan groves or orchard, whatever you want to call them. And the pecans are superfluous if you walk around and pick some. You know, they're cheaper than dirt when it's in season. You have to be there at a particular time to get them, though. So that's another advantage here in Georgia. And it just keeps on going on and on and on. Cedars with eastern red cedar, the most aromatic of all the cedars. They're everywhere here. People cut them down and leave them on the side of the road. They don't even lop them up and lumber them up and common them up. They just let a whole tree of medicine just has to go to the dump or gets whatever. They use it as a friggin' compost pile. And so we have tons of those. They're also evergreen, so we can work with those during the winter. Here in Georgia is very mild, so you'll be able to actually get out there and harvest all your cedar in your winter. In the summertime, you'll focus on these other things. We have a huge blackberry, wild blackberry population. I mean, you can just walk in the woods for 2 minutes and fill a 5-gallon bucket in some places. The blackberries are amazing. They're the strongest of all the berries to me. The ones we get down here are extremely sweet. Of course, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It makes great wine, and it's great for clay, reddish soil. You can also take the leaves and make a salve, and you can take the roots and make an infusion, all these other things. And they're just superfluous. They're everywhere. We have also wild blueberries here in Georgia, although they're pretty rare, maybe 30 or 40 or 50 to 1 compared to the blackberry patches. You'll still find some, and that's free and very healthy food. And keep on going on. Pine trees. The southern yellow pine and the white pine. We got both of them everywhere. Any pine tar. We have infinite pine needles to make pine soda or homemade pine saw. Same with the cedar. And so pine trees are just everywhere. The white pines we have, they just love the climate here. As much as it rains and as much sun as you can give them is how much they want. It's a very easy tree to grow here. It grows wild. It's like everywhere. And we have tons of farms for them. We have power plants that run off of their byproducts of that. The paper industry is, of course, here massive in Georgia, and so is the lumber industry. I believe only a couple states are bigger than us. I think Texas, Cali, Washington, a few others, and that's on absolute numbers. So, you know, they're bigger states. And Washington State is, of course, that's the logging capital maybe of America. It's just an excellent place to grow a multitude of trees, and reminds me a lot of Georgia. And so after all that, it really kind of made me realize, like, I'm gonna be able to get the rosemary, the lavender, the tea tree, the common essential oils, some of the other products, olive oil and all that. I'm gonna pretty much just have to source those. I can make my own rosemary a lot, but I don't think I'll have enough to match the demands. So guys, I wanted to really tell you all this because it kind of, you got to play to the strengths. Whatever's good geographically that you can get a good advantage in. If I take some peaches down here from Georgia and take them up to New York City, and I get into these higher end food markets, get into these higher end farmer markets and all this, the proof is in the pudding. That's how you have the best peaches. That's why when other people are selling peaches at these events, they're not gonna buy theirs if you have a sign that says Georgia peaches or something. and you can definitely get more money from than whoever else is there. And this is from just marketing and marketing and marketing that the state of Georgia and just natural circumstances have given us. And so that's it, guys. I just wanted to tell y'all some of those. Stick to your competitive advantages. Y'all in Tennessee, y'all need to be gathering up them hickory nuts. Y'all up in on the west coast in the Pacific Northwest, y'all got a lot of mushrooms. Y'all got a lot of Sedona trees, different western cedar trees. You got to play to your advantage. You can, like I said, have the products that everybody has and that are sourced, because you won't be able to grow anything, but you'll just make a normal profit on those. If you can find a way to make 20 gallons of cedar wood oil from a couple, maybe, well, you got to have a lot of trees. Let's say 5 gallons of cedar wood oil. This stuff can sell for over $100 easily, and you can make it into so many other products, whether it be wood preservatives, tool preservatives, all these things. You're turning something that's essentially from the land into thousands of dollars. And so you see how that is pretty nice when you can get the product or the material for free. When you get the raw material for free, it's pretty profitable and works itself out, and you don't have to rely on suppliers and all that. Like for cedar products, I don't have to wait on anybody. There's cedars out there in multiple stages of harvesting, so it's no, oh, this ain't gonna come from China or this ain't gonna come from this.